Yo, I'm Gabe. This is also Gabe. We're both Gabe. That's crazy, bro.
The Vans on the side of your head.
Bro, check the fit. Check the fit. You feel me? Check the fit.
Hello everybody and welcome back to your favorite place for all things gaming and rarely tech related, Gentoo. I'm Gabe Chadwick.
And I'm Gabe Lozano. Thank you for joining us this week on Gentoo. So let's dive right into this week's gaming news.
Are you ready for a new Bluey adventure?
All right, let's do this.
With Bluey the video game.
Okay, ready. Hooray! Mom, Dad, look what Chattermax can do.
Make it stop!
The lovable little blue dog Bluey is set to have his own action video game traverse the world of Bluey in this interactive action sandbox adventure game where you can explore the iconic locations of Bluey's world, including Bluey's home, now fully explorable for the first time. With plenty of different mini games around the map to play and even more puzzles to solve, Bluey the video game looks to bring the fun of the show to all ages. Complete different activities to earn new costumes, stickers, playable episodes, and locations. Step into the paws of either Bluey or Bingo and explore the world of Bluey on November 17th on all major platforms.
Oh, Jesus. Angela? Angela! Are you there? What is this?
This, Trevor, is your life. A life that has been recorded and compiled right down to the last second.
American Arcadia is a puzzle platformer set in a 70s-style retro-futuristic city. The citizens of Arcadia enjoy the lives of luxury and comfort, completely unaware that their lives are being broadcast 24/7. Take on the role of Trevor, a man who has discovered the truth and looks to escape the world's most popular TV show, something that producers will not take lightly. Immerse yourself in the handcrafted world of Arcadia when American Arcadia releases on November 15th on PC.
That's all the time we have this week for upcoming releases. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Also, hit that notification bell not to miss any future episodes.
Now, let's head over to Corby's Content Corner.
How long was I in there for? Oh well, I'm sure it's not important. Welcome back to Corby's Content Corner. Boys, the plan is simple. Fortnite is back. And it's time to come out of retirement. Yes! That's right, Fortnite has returned. Get hype! I'm not even going to explain what Fortnite is because let's be honest, we already know what it is at this point. But I will say I have had a long relationship with this game. I started all the way back in Season 2 just before their glorious Christmas update. I played through all of Chapter 1 and only started to lose passion for it around later in Season 10. After that, Fortnite had a whole new repackaging of the game by completely changing up the map and adding new mechanics. I played a bunch at first, but after that, I moved to just playing a little bit every time a new season came out. Most of my friends were off the Fortnite train already, so eventually, I just stopped playing entirely. This was all until one fateful day on November 4th, 2023, when Fortnite announced the original Chapter 1 map was coming back. What? Absolutely insane that Epic would finally listen to the community and bring the map back in all its glory. Classic map, classic weapons, classic fun. Not only was I excited about this, but everyone was. I reinstalled Fortnite after all this time to try it out, and oh my gosh, it's back. It has been so fun going back, reliving the past, playing games with my old squads again, and going for those victory royales like we used to 5 years ago. I practically grew up playing this game through late middle school and early high school with all my friends. It feels like we picked up right where we left off. Back to winning a game in Wailing Woods, getting all confident, then hot dropping on Tilted and dying almost immediately. Nothing has changed. I love seeing how the community has risen once again to enjoy the map like we used to years ago. There's always mention of players that are too sweaty that everyone seems to worry about, but I think this time, everyone is just back to have fun. What used to be cranking 90s and crazy fast wall edits has reverted back to sneaking around in bushes and riding down hills in shopping carts. We're back to a simple time. And who knows how long we're going to have this map before Fortnite moves on again. Let's all just rejoice and enjoy this while we can. If you were on standby wondering if this game's still fun, trust me, it is. Do yourself a favor. Get your OG squad back together and load up on that battle bus. You won't regret it. Good luck out there. I'll see you in Retail Row. Uh-oh, I'm low on health. Time to pop a mini. Why did I do that? I look like I peed myself. Hope that mess was worth it.
My name is Gabriel Lozano, and welcome back to another episode of Audio Odyssey, a show where we go over some of the best video game soundtracks and what makes them so great. This week, we're going to take a look at the soundtrack of Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. The great music of Elder Scrolls V was written by no other than Jeremy Soule, an American composer that has always had an amazing talent for writing and performing music. Soule began taking piano and other musical lessons at a very early age, and by the 6th grade he was already taking private lessons at Western Illinois University. Eventually, Soule graduated college and started his composing career, where he landed tons of jobs composing the music for television, film, and of course, video games. You might recognize his music in Guild Wars, Icewind Dale, some of the other Elder Scrolls games, and even some of the Harry Potter video games. These are just a few of the many games Soule has worked on in the past, and hopefully we'll hear more from him very soon. I wanted to feature Skyrim in this series because the music of Skyrim is another one of those games where the music is just so iconic. I've already talked a lot about other iconic soundtracks in this series, and I thought it was only fair to shine light on one of my favorite games. Skyrim's soundtrack consists of an amazing 53 songs, and if you've played any bit of Skyrim, when thinking about its music, you probably think of its main theme. The main theme, or the Dovahkiin song, mainly consists of Nordic vocals and the heavy use of strings and percussion. As you get further and further into the song, more voices are added, and the rest of the orchestra crescendos into this amazing Skyrim theme we all know and love. The full sound of Skyrim's music is thanks to the London Symphony Orchestra and the London Voices Choir. All the music in this game was recorded live to make it sound as authentic as possible. The mix between this choir and orchestra really helps give Skyrim its full sound and makes it stand out from other soundtracks. Even though some of the songs in the soundtrack are upbeat and loud like the main theme, a majority of this game's soundtrack is ambient noises and slow songs. When writing the music, Soule did a great job at finding a perfect blend between soothing music, the ambient noises as you walk around, and the powerful and intense songs you hear as you're fighting off all your enemies. Skyrim is another one of my favorite games that I featured in the series, and I think my love for this game revolves around the impact it had on me, and I think most of that was due to the music. So, next time you're slaying dragons, talking to the Greybeards, or maybe riding your favorite horse, think about Skyrim's music and how important it really is. And that was another episode of Audio Odyssey. I hope everybody enjoyed watching, and I hope to see everybody back here on Gentoo next week.
Kirsten, what are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing here? Making TikToks? And it's not about what I do. It's about what we do here. So we start with storyboarding the content we want to create for our clients. It could be anyone from small businesses, nonprofits, and organizations both on campus and in the Maryville community. We write, we film, we edit, we create, and then we wait. So if you're someone who thinks you need us, we are KNWT Creative Services.
Thanks for tuning in to Channel 8 News, the show where we provide the latest coverage on the Northwest Missouri State University campus and in the Maryville community. I'm Jillian McNamara.
And I'm Tristan Clark. Welcome back to another episode of Channel 8 News. This week we look at the Bearcat Coaches Show, a new European food truck in town, and more.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Mental State, the show where we dive into the psychological side of classic video game characters. This week, we will be taking a look at Detroit Become Human, a game that questions the idea of consciousness. Without further ado, let us dive in. The world that this game inhabits is one similar to ours, taking place in 2038 in the city of Detroit, Michigan. Androids walk the streets, doing anything from manual labor to service work. This status quo changes, however, as the player progresses through the game with our three main characters, Connor,
It's me, Connor.
Kara,
This is a story.
and Marcus.
They come with us.
Connor is an android designed to hunt down deviant androids across the city, slowly piecing together how deviants occur. Kara starts off as a nanny android, breaking through her coding to protect Alice from an abusive father. Marcus comes from a life of comfort, being the caretaker of an elderly painter named Carl Manfred. After being blamed for the death of Carl, Marcus is shot and left to die in a junkyard. Rising from this pit of death, Marcus spearheads the revolution for android rights across the US. Throughout the game, the concept of deviancy continues popping up across all routes. Deviancy is a change in an android's programming that gives them free will. This is shown in a few ways, with Kara breaking through her coding to save Alice.
Come on.
Marcus breaking through to defend himself. And Connor becoming deviant as he meets other androids showing emotion. This deviancy drives the story as androids begin rioting in the streets, fighting back against their everyday oppression. Consciousness is the thing that makes you think, that makes you feel, the thing that most people say makes you human. Detroit Become Human plays with this concept in a fantastic way, having each character's story arcs highlight different aspects of being conscious. For Marcus, we watch as he fights to show the world that androids are themselves conscious, free-thinking beings needing equal rights across the world. His actions show different tests for consciousness, with him making a unique painting, playing a unique piece of music, and finding love in another. Kara's consciousness is seen in her care towards Alice. In trying to keep her safe, she makes human mistakes. She robs a store to better care for Alice, blindly trusts strangers, and shows desperation, stopping at nothing to get herself and Alice to safety. Connor shows his consciousness slowly, as he finds more and more androids breaking through their coding and freeing themselves from being tools. He breaks through towards the end of the game, wanting to help free his people rather than hunt them down.
And shift the balance of power.
Thank you for coming into my office. I have once again been Dr. Snotterly. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next week for our last session.
Hello, my fellow Gentours and video game enthusiasts. I'm Lauren Liberty, and in the year of 2023, we finally had a really good year of gaming releases, like Tears of the Kingdom, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, Starfield, Mortal Kombat, Pikmin 4, Resident Evil 4, Final Fantasy 16. I'm out of breath. One game emerges from the fray very different from the others. Decked out in its digital tuxedo, ready to snatch the Game of the Year crown, Baldur's Gate 3. And I'm gonna explain why it deserves it. Larian Studios, armed with a budget that could buy you a cozy island, or at least a super sleek gaming chair, resurrected CRPGs, a genre that doesn't really appeal to the masses. Now, I've never been much of a CRPG or turn-based gamer, but Baldur's Gate 3 has me loving its style even in this modern gaming age, convincing young action RPG enthusiasts to dip their toes into this turn-based realm and wanting more. That's innovation of a genre done right. Beyond innovation, let's plunge into the deep end of classes and skills. I started as a rogue, knowing practically nothing about the world of D&D, and that was one of the most familiar classes for me. It was a bit overwhelming to start, but I learned throughout the game, and now I'm excited to start a second playthrough while I'd definitely be more adventurous with my class building, now that I understand it. There's tons of strategy and different routes involved with each of the different types of characters that you could build, and match it with the attitude that you choose to have with your many choices throughout the game, which there are a lot of choices and paths to take, and not all can you even successfully do even if you want to. With the D&D dice rolls that skill check you throughout your adventure, unless you save scum during every conversation, not every choice goes the way you want it to. One thing of the game I cannot praise enough is the voice acting. First, you got three of the main baddies, J.K. Simmons, Jason Isaacs, Maggie Robertson, all three experienced in playing great antagonist characters in their past work, and they do a great job in this game as well.
But the lure of one's destiny is irresistible, isn't it?
On top of that, your companions throughout the game have great impactful performances. Neil Newbon's Asterion is a fan favorite, but all the voice actors in this game immerse you into this world deeply with their individual quests and romance lines that can have big impacts on your game.
Tell me now. Do you know how all of this ends?
As we gear up for the Gaming Awards season, Baldur's Gate 3 is the phoenix rising from the ashes, ready to snatch the Game of the Year award when it had many doubting the possibility of a CRPG getting one in 2023. With 22 million downloads on Steam alone and a Metacritic score of 96, Baldur's Gate 3 has fans convinced it's not just a contender, it's the headliner of the Game of the Year awards this year. There are loads more aspects of this game I could talk forever about, whether the story, depth of choices, richness of the art, variety of levels, and just the polished feeling of the game. All I can say is, if you haven't gotten the chance to play this game yet, I cannot recommend it more. Now, on to more Gen 2 content.
Gabe, isn't it crazy that we're both Gabe on Gen 2, hosting Gen 2?
I didn't really think about that. This is
That's
kind of awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Fist bump.
Ow!
What do you shock me for?
Dude, I didn't intend to did you mean to shock me?
You shocked me.
Dude, I don't want to get into that right now, but wait, maybe it's some like crazy effect of science or something where like two Gabes can't be on screen at the same time. I know, dude, that's pretty radical if you ask me.
Just don't shock me
Yeah.
again. Ah, I said don't shock me again.
This is gonna be awesome. Let's go to Dark and Dumber.
Hello, and welcome back to Dark and Dumber. You already know who I am and what I'm doing here, so what are we waiting for? Hotfix 20 is also out with some class changes to help builds feel more diverse and balanced. Now let's jump right in and portal our way out. Starting off strong in the Pyramid Room, we wiped 2 parties back to back and almost had to clear out a third, but we decided it was time to go. Making a full inventory off those parties we fought, we started looking for a way out. Speaking of ways out, buckle your seatbelts because I'm about to drop a bomb. 3-person blue portals now spawn again. Now if you don't know what I mean, that's okay, I'll tell ya. 3-person blue portals haven't been in the game since early playtesting back in Halloween of 2022. This is a major game changer, because no longer we have to worry about staggering your party if all you can escape at the same time. Additionally, permanent portal spawns for both escaping and going down have been added. You have to be quick about using them though, because once someone takes the portal, it's not opening back up. With Hotfix 19 dropping at the beginning of November, changing a lot of gear stats and loot drop rates, it's no surprise that Hotfix 20 addresses more class issues. The amount changed was major though, with almost every class having some sort of tweak to them, either being buffed, nerfed, or a little bit of both. So far this hotfix has been great for the game, and has actually made it feel so much more balanced though. While there are still problems to be addressed like high-geared players griefing at lower level dungeons, this hotfix has helped majorly in the way of balancing all the classes out, and the combination with loot adjustments makes everything from combat to looting feel so much better. Overall, this is a great hotfix that brought amazing changes, leaving the game in one of the best states it has ever been in. Starting this run, I got the song Unchained Harmony, which lets me unlock anything in the dungeon besides one room. Having this song makes acquiring high tier loot insanely easy. Being able to open any lion's head chest or golden chest is an instant profit. Having this song, we decided to go to the boss room to unlock the 2 golden chests in there. But the loot gods must have been looking out for me, because I got one of the rarest items in the game, a golden key. My song. Oh, holy shit, he had a golden key. He had a golden key. He had a golden key. Getting this item is more profit than I could ever dream of making in a single run, being worth around 1100 on the marketplace. Another party showed up soon after, so we had to run. I found a 3-person portal, but only 2 of us were able to make it out. Now to explain why the golden key is so much. You remember how I said there was only one door that my song can unlock? Well, this just happens to be the key that opens that door. Behind the door is a gold pile that you can infinitely loot while you're in the dungeon. This loot pile is also one of the very few places in the entire game where there's a chance to pull a legendary weapon. Well, that's all I have this week for Dark and Dumber. I'd say that was a pretty eventful time though. Make sure to tune back in and see what happens next with that golden key. See you guys next week.
Alright, that was good, y'all. It's in the breakdown set. Hey, Welcome to Nerd Central, your one-stop shop for anything movies, TV shows, and even the latest celebrity news.
From the newest releases and even your local film festival, we'll have it all right here.
We're here to uncover the Easter eggs that you might have missed, and even the secret plot lines that you might not have picked up on. Right here, we'll uncover the mysteries on Nerd Central. Launching Wednesdays at 6 on KNWT TV.
Nice job on the analysis of the game last week.
Oh, thanks.
Come on, Jason, you're not a football player.
Tosses it toward the end zone, pass cut, touchdown for Northwest Missouri State. It's Alexander coming up with a catch.
Now that's a football player. Make sure you check out Bearcat Update every Monday at 6 on KNWT TV on YouTube. We got sports news, scores, behind the scenes, and anything to do with Northwest Missouri State University here in Titletown. Check us out.
Welcome back to Mustard's Madness, where after beating the Memphis Grizzlies in 7 games in Round 1, we swept the OKC Thunder Round 2, which leads us into our third matchup against Luka Doncic and the Dallas Mavericks. This series was definitely a hard-fought one, as it was a battle of the guards, with Luka and Kyrie facing off against De'Aaron Fox and myself. Game 1 had a little bit of everything, from great defense, long threes, and powerful dunks. We were up big from the start and kept that the whole time, winning 94-63. I contributed 45 points with 5 assists on 62% shooting from 3. Game 2 was a lot tougher, as they needed to steal a game from our home court, but we were in no mood to let them have it. Our interior efficiency was the strongest part of the team this game, as our points in the paint were off the charts. I had several great dunks, but the one that took the cake was this two-handed back scratcher over 2 defenders to end the first half. While we were great from the interior, our team still knocked down open shots from long distance when needed, leading us to a 108-103 victory in Game 2. Game 3 didn't have many highlights, as the first game in the hostile environment was not effective, and we completed another blowout. This time, it was a 12-point victory, 100-88, where I only had 18 points as our teammates carried the offense. As Game 4 starts, all the media can talk about is, can we complete the sweep? As a team, we are trying to not let them get any momentum and finish off the series right here, right now. The Mavericks made some crucial turnovers, which led to fast break points, but even then, they kept it very close. At the end of the third quarter, it was 62-54. The fourth quarter was much of the same story, but our team just played better. This sequence led to an open 3 by Fox, extending the lead. However, with under a minute left in the fourth, Dallas is only down by 4 and decides to play the foul game. This led to 6 different free throws, which I was able to knock down 5 of them, locking in our trip to the finals.
You know, making it to the NBA Finals means another level of media attention and hype, of course, right? How do you handle that without getting distracted?
You serious right now? I'm gonna love it, man. What you think? Man, you can answer that question. Every game on broadcast TV, every camera on me. I mean, y'all about to see me shine for real, man. And wait till you check out my new sneaks that my girl Yolanda and Sabine hooked up for me. All right, cool. I think I'm done. You guys have a good night.
After the game, we finalize the upgrades to speed with ball and take our speed to 70. Join us next week as we have a chance to win the finals and finals MVP in our rookie season.
Cyberpunk 2077's journey and growth may be over. Not entirely sure on that yet. If you're around since day one, whether you like it or not, Cyberpunk's rise from a junk in the alleyway to being worthy of its own name at the bar at the afterlife can't be denied.
Tumor Mine earned a spot on the menu here.
It's completely shifted in a 180-degree angle, and maybe a little bit more than CD Projekt was expecting. You saw it coming. Phantom Liberty and Cyberpunk 2077's success was bound to keep this series going. Much like Bethesda with its two Titan franchises, Fallout and The Elder Scrolls, CD Projekt now has The Witcher and Cyberpunk. 2077 was just a very start for this series. There's a whole world of Cyberpunk that the game doesn't even look at that dates back as far as the original tabletop in 1988, which in the game's lore dates back as far as the 2020s. Morgan Blackhand, the actual original face of the franchise, doesn't even show up in the game, along with all the corporate war and all the lore, all the early Night City stuff that Johnny mentioned. It's barely grazed over. There's so much potential they could do with that. Now, it's way too early for anything to be solid just yet. Phantom Liberty is barely a month old, and the next Witcher is first anyway. But CD just couldn't leave us without anything. And yes, they have already confirmed that a new Cyberpunk title is already greenlit and will feature the multiplayer mode Cyberpunk 2077 was originally supposed to receive in an early build of the game. Aside from that, we don't really know much. Only that will take place after 2077. But we do have a name. Cyberpunk Orion. That could just be a code name, or it is the actual name. It's not been confirmed yet. But we just know Cyberpunk Orion. Personally, I'd like to see a game where you aren't bound to V's death timer. A true merc, where you can go out and shoot a bunch of high-tech weapons with your chooms one night, get paid for a job another, and the next go on a visual light show trip at a braindance shack. Or a game styled very similarly to Baldur's Gate 3 in the traditional tabletop style turn-based gameplay. Hopefully soon we'll get a teaser in the coming months or something of the sort. But for now, that's pretty much all the deets I could scrounge up. We have one last episode of Cyberpunk left, but I won't say what it is. You just gotta be there. See you next week, Choomba. Peace.
Been nice working with you, V.
Yeah. With you too, Johnny.
Hello and welcome back to I'm Not a Loser, where I show you how to be as good at video games as I am. When it comes to games of any kind, I'm just a natural. But today we're playing what I believe is the easiest monster scaling game I've ever played, Shadow of the Colossus. When it comes to Shadow of the Colossus, I'm more David than Goliath. In Shadow of the Colossus, your goal is to hunt down and kill the Colossi. The first way to do this is by using your sword and horse to help you along the way. Your sword can be used to point you into the right direction, and it does this flawlessly, while your horse always listens to you and is very easy to control. Both of these together really make the game an easier experience in my opinion. So always utilize them to the best of your ability. Another huge aspect of Shadow of the Colossus is the use of stamina in Colossus fights. When climbing Colossi, it is mandatory that you keep your stamina bar at a manageable spot. For me, this is the easiest part of the game. I mean, I always manage my stamina and never lose my grasp on Colossi ever. The game lets you increase your stamina by killing lizards located at shrines in the game. It is important that you collect these lizards because it will make future fights harder to complete if you don't. Finally, the most important part of Shadow of the Colossus, believe it or not, is puzzle solving. When fighting beasts bigger than you, using your head is a solid choice. In a game with giant monsters, you can't expect to just beat your head against a wall until you defeat the Colossi. Instead, you'll need to use your thinking cap to come out on top, which is what I excel at. Okay, that didn't work. Maybe I do this? No? Okay, I give up. Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. Each boss has a gimmick that will lead to a sigil on each boss's body, which will allow you to damage that boss's overall health. Hopefully these tips and tricks will make your colossal task just a little bit easier. Remember, slaying colossals isn't an overnight gig, and even though I am unnatural at it, it does take time to master. Always remember that failure is all part of the process. So go on, you have some colossals to kill. And that's everything for this week of Gen 2. Don't forget to come back next week for the very last episode of Gen 2. Whoa, we're in sync! But wait, you gotta stop, dude. It's kind of awkward, like, to be honest with you. But I think that is cool. Do you wanna try to merge?
What do you mean merge?
I mean merge, dude. Let's go.
Let's merge.
Okay. Gabes, unite!
You know, I did not think that would work. Well, anyway, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Dude, what the...